Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. This is the Daily Hump Dump, the 10th edition, and it's a lot to talk about. Lot to talk about. Okay, let's get in the chat for a minute. All right. It's been a long one. If you're missing certain live streams on this channel, don't worry about it. It's over some BS. So I'm not gonna comment on what's going on. Lost two of them on this channel. Not surprised. I'm gonna be careful what I'm saying now because they on that BS. It's old stuff from the past. You know how they always look for something. This site is dying. I told y'all this before. They're biased to the fake red pill content and podcast BS. I was through with this site then. I'm just being careful now, not saying too much outlandish stuff. I'm just gonna stay on a path that I need. But you got a lot of suckers on. We're gonna talk about the BS here, and we're gonna talk about all these fake red pillars on here. A lot of BS I've heard from other content creators. Now these dudes lean towards the BS. I try to tell you, I just saw a stream, one of my old streams from 3 years ago. It's called After Sheila's. Y'all need to check that one out. We dropped a lot of science on that. Part of the reason I watched it multiple times um, for myself after 3 years later, and the stuff we were saying was evident. Now you look at people with different channels and different things like that. Let me change my avatar. Let me change my fucking avatar. Let me go here for a minute. Talk to y'all this way. Sorry about that. I had to come correct. This is my live streaming avatar, and I got the similar mic on here. Things like that. But we're gonna talk about long tastic or on say Eddie Tastic, aka your boy, Mr. So-called BABG, got his ass beaten an amateur bout. That dude ain't got no hands, bro. He don't need to be talking about fist fighting ever again. He need to go sit his bitch ass down. I'm gonna clown his ass all stream. Well, so shouts out to GMT for posting that BS, man. Like, shouts out to GMT on that. But that nigga is a clown. Okay. Anybody that deal with afterwards is a sucker to me. You got a lot of bitch ass niggas in the chat and the panel too that day on GMTs. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck the majority of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, I said it, and I don't care who don't like it. If anybody was over there watching that shit, y'all suckers to me for now on for supporting that nigga. Y'all just proved my point. And it's just like that 3 years ago. I saw what these niggas was back then. But shouts to the ones that support me in this channel. Salute to y'all. But them bitch ass niggas over there uh say they want to fight and all that. Y'all niggas ain't got no hands. Shut the fuck up and go sit down. Go kill yourself for one. You niggas don't deserve no hands. Like y'all deserve a bullet. To be honest with you, y'all nothing but terrorists online. I said it. It's raw over here. I don't respect you niggas on here, especially you old ass niggas that think y'all got hands. Go sit your bitch ass down and go kill yourself, man. Do us all a favor. You fucking terrorists. Anyways, I am anti-fake red pill over here. And to let y'all know, they're blue pill motherfuckers. They're the ones is the ciphers. And shouts out to Cerulean saying that on that stream that I watch after Sheila's. I watched a little bit of it because I watched it multiple times, and then I pick up reference what we said on those panels, and I say the Matrix, these niggas tricked you believing their red pill route, really they blue pill the whole time. They stole certain fragments of the older spaces. But if you listen to niggas talk about relationship, you're actually perpetuate what society wants. You want a utilitarian society that's already blue pill. That's the whole society that people complain about. They have problems with relationships, people, and all that. This is y'all's world. This is why YouTube is the way it is. They promote that, but it's not real content. It's a dying content. There's two ways to make content on YouTube. You got to do tech, like Marquise Brownlee. I'm gonna break this down to you. He's the only one that makes sense. If you want to be successful, if you want to be a successful black YouTube that don't do the nigga shit, he's the standard of YouTube. Period, hands down. Now the sports reign is everybody does sports. You be successful on that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a niche market. It's a big market for that. Certain teams you flourish. After that, you're good. But then you have another market. If you talk about politics, you got to be biased to the utilitarian fray, which I'm anti-utilitarian over here. I speak my mind. I'm independent. I'm fair. I do research, and that's it. I don't talk about politics too much because these niggas don't know shit about it. I reference my old streams that I did on it. It's nothing need to do. I'm not gonna debate no idiots on here because most of y'all are just dumb. It's more than just left and right, which I don't buy into. But I always bring up utilitarianism because that's the fabric of this country. I just saw a debate with someone posted a Jubilee, what you call a Jubilee clip, an hour clip video. Shouts out to Sarge Willie Pete with that. That debate was shitty, to be honest with you. The host was very for anti-gun. He is so idiotic. The people that was anti-gun are so slow. Only one I respect on that side was the therapist. I'm not gonna lie. He has some sense. He was a brown person, a Latin person, right? He made more sense than anybody. But what I didn't like is the bias of the host. He's a clown, bro. Like I just don't like those shows that if you're gonna debate somebody, you got to be unbiased, especially a moderator, and just let them have it. Make your own study, do your own research. I try to be unbiased. They both had great points, but the ones they had no business being in that conversation. That little female with the gray, whatever, she needs to get the fuck off that panel. You don't belong there. And the one that was pro, whatever her name is, with all the tattoos and the pink, she didn't need to be on there either. She was a basic mom that knew guns. You have basic training, but that don't make her a professional. But the one that knew a little politics in the white, she was okay. She was mediocre with her information. But one thing I liked about her, she knew she did her stat fact checking. She did good. She killed them on that. And she was patient. She was energetic, but she was patient. You know, she need to be polished on a few things about the world. You know, she needs to travel more. And at least she was anti-Trump. This is a pro-gun woman that's anti-Trump, which is not surprising. I already know who she's gonna vote for of this year. But when I saw that on Jubilee, I said, yeah. And then you got this Marine guy. He's a former Marine guy, but he's got dreads now. He probably didn't have dreads when he was in, but he grew them out. But you can't tell. But the guy had PTSD. He told on himself. They say and in the comment section say he ain't supposed to have no guns. And it's so idiotic. But shouts out to Sergeant Willie Pete with the video before he posted the share video for Jubilee. This goes right to what he was talking about. He talked about the Bacon's Rebellion. He talked about all types of shit. He also talked about some very key things about politics, how the so-called white man is struggling like we did. Well, see, that's been going on since I've been on this particular second channel, and prior to that, black men have been dealing for years and years. So sorry to say is nothing new, but what he's saying, yeah, they're feeling the effects. See, 2015, that's when you start seeing so-called white men struggling. He was struggling for a long time. What's going on, General Salute? But I've been telling y'all this 3 years ago. He's been on the tear 2015, and then the women's always hating him for years and years. Now you start seeing it on these podcasts. It actually started 2015 when 2 Point so-called manosphere, a bunch of clowns that ruined it. That's when it started dying. Then afterwards, you start seeing the effects of it. And then you got to fast forward to 2020 when the pandemic came around. That's when they kind of ruined everything. So when you're looking at a big picture like this, you got to understand and ask yourself, why the hell are these dudes talking about relationships? Because they're blue pilled. And I'm referencing my After Sheila stream that me and Cerulean and DeAndre talked about. We have to look at the fabric of it. Now, me and Cerulean talked about the rest of the way. If you watch the whole stream, we talked about what's wrong with the Matrix part, the last part, and then you have what's his name? His name what? Zab, right? I think his name is Zab or yeah, Zab. Yeah, Zab was acting a fool, but then I'm saying he was misled about the relationship part, and they're pushing blue pill politics. I'm gonna talk about that on a vlog stream. What blue pill politics is? Blue pill politics is real. If you're into the Matrix culture, you know, and how I look at the Matrix and why they talk about it, these fake red pillars, they pushing blue pill politics. I don't care who it is. If you're in these relationship gurus and all that, you're pushing blue pill politics. And this just shows you that what these people are on. I'm not dissing nobody that follows them. That's cool, but you're no better than they are. You got to be smarter than that. If you're complaining about relationships, that's a you problem. And if you stick a baby in that person, it's your fault. It's not the female's fault or the woman's fault. It's your fault. You niggas is soft. That's why I don't respect you niggas that are stepdaddies, baby daddies, because y'all nothing but bitch ass simps. And they try to say they ain't simps. Yes, they are. They're the biggest simps of all time. It's them and them losers. And they get online and they so bitch made. This is why the space is dead. Like it was no such thing as baby daddies in 1.0. None. People were single, they lived their lives, they had families, they didn't talk about hoes and all that. You never heard that. You had stories you ran into, but that's it. But you never big them up as a thing. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes big them up and ruin these spaces. That's why 2.0 loves hoes, because they used to be out there in the street being dirty. That's why they talk bad about y'all on formerly known as Twitter, now X. Y'all dumb, bro. Y'all proving why I don't mess with y'all in the first place. Now I try to figure y'all out for that 4 years ago. Then 3 years ago, y'all are suckers to me anyway. I'm sorry, man. I just don't get caught up on that. And I'm not saying that everybody's perfect. I'm not perfect either, but I had to look at y'all and say, man, y'all dudes are weirdos, man. Doing weirdo ass shit. And I can't take that shit no more. And then when I look at you, what y'all are, I said, man, y'all dudes are suckers complaining about females. Is that what we on? Man, I heard that shit from Sarge for years in 1.0, and then he changed his tune and understand it's over, man. Y'all need the wall of size. Y'all need this knowledge. And that's just the thing about these spaces. Yeah, he is an idiot sometimes. But when I saw that after Sheila, man, they broke down. Shouts through and breaking that down. Like this is years ago. This is 3 years ago when we posted that. When I saw that stream, man, that lets me know where we at. You know, like these niggas are stuck on the same shit, and this just goes to show you that where we at. We're at with it with the stuff that we're talking about. But you got to understand that this is the stuff that we're talking about. Now I understand that everybody loves relationship content. To me, it's a distraction. Like I said, when you talk about blue pill politics, you talk about the inceldom. They said they're black pilled. No, they're not. They're blue pilled. I got that from old boy. I don't fuck with him no more, but he said they're blue, which was something. I got that from BGS. And yeah, and I agree with him. Yes, they are very blue pilled because society that's dying and collapsing is blue pill behavior. So what do they preach when man try to save the world and the fabric of the world and Saruin said this on the after Sheila, when we was on Sheila's, we talked about something, we was dropping signs over there, and we referenced what we are talking about. I'm talking about utilitarianism. He was talking about utilitarianism. The last resort of a man try to say something is utilitarianism. That's their result. And it's secular now, but it's actually they try to push this total, but only the puppet masters that run this planet, we know they're Freemasons. I'm not going to get into the groups of the Freemasons. I said it multiple times on vlogs. There's no need here because we're at the tip of it right now. So we're seeing things, what's going on. We see people acting out. All my stuff came fruition from 4 years ago in my mindset. I wanted to talk about, especially 3 years ago. And then the streams piled up what I was thinking those 4 years, what was wrong with these spaces. What I was observing these spaces for 4 years ago and I knew y'all had a sickness. And now I came in and perfected it 3 years ago, and now my streams is lit from the past, and I'm just living off the knowledge what I'm saying. So what I'm saying here is, fellas, if you're young, focus on yourself, do the proper things. Yeah, be red pill and fight against the system and fight away the best you can. Don't try to join these fringe groups. These guys that talk about this red pill stuff and all that, they're really not red pill. They're blue pill motherfuckers that's trying to keep you into this relationship doctrine trap. They try to keep you into idolatry. So their idolatry is what? Utilitarianism. All three religions are bullshit. And they're controlled by utilitarian oligarchs, aka the puppet masters, Freemasons. They want you to keep in this tailspin. It's always some BS stories on every story you see in crime, whatever, news and guns and fake regulations. So I suggest you look at this world as abstractly as you can. They said, "Is this, sir? Why you always bring up utilitarianism? Because it's the fabric of the world. They don't want a nihilistic world, and I'll tell you why they don't want a nihilistic world. A nihilistic world has an independent thought. The rest of the countries have different philosophies. They're not communists. Don't listen to these fake right people. North Korea and all these other countries are fascists, damn near, or somewhat of oligarch or aristocratic or a utilitarian, right wing, utilitarian evil culture like what you got here in America. America supports it. There is no left leaning culture in America, and it never exists. It's corporation capitalism, but that's a hustle for what? Utilitarianism. That's why America's always been a utilitarian culture. It's dying too. It's going by the old ways of Epicureanism. I talked about Epicureanism on every stream, especially the one with After Sheila, and we talked about that, the history of that. And I recently saw one of my old streams on Thursday Thrills and all that. We talked about the same thing. Epicureanism is the father of utilitarianism. I said this 3 years ago, and I stand on that because I did the research on Velocity Basics. But if you really want to know why I say Epicurus destroyed all nations with that philosophy, and it was good for several years in his time, but then the ideology was picked up again. But it was named something else before. Epicurus was the guy named after. And that's why you got the word utilitarianism from the Victorian period. But not only the Victorian period, but the thing started spreading through this country was built. After it was built, they had to have a system that worked. John Stuart Mill was a quality utilitarian, a qualitative utilitarian person named John Stuart Mill and his wife birthed, which would say like a gynocracy or feminism for women, but it's really controlled both sexes. And that's why relationships are utilitarian in some aspects, the regular relationships, modern or whatever. Because the old relationships, it wasn't really like that. Monogamy is basically utilitarian itself, too. If you think about it, a lot of people try to say, how is it utilitarian? Because the style of it is not right. The 50-50, all that. See, regular relationships, yeah, you got married and you can have multiple wives. It's free reign, right? But in this country, don't promote that. And they'll never promote that. So we got to be careful who you side with in this world. So anybody can speak the language, but can they speak the culture? No. So it's like pretty much like you're stuck in a tailspin what you're into right now. So I understand that relationship content is standard on modern YouTube for the so-called black community and white, but they practicing blue pill politics, and it doesn't work for everybody. I'm just going to sadly to say to y'all that a lot of this stuff is good, but I don't support relationships. I really don't, and I don't support marriages like that. Marriages is one thing; it's sacred. I agree, but where I disagree is it's not for everybody. If you don't understand the fabric of it, and I just don't get why they try to make it standard, but it's not content. If y'all suck at relationships, get out of them. Work on yourself and be righteous with yourself. Do not try to expect everybody to help you. Relationship content is not great content. It's BS content. It's one of the worst content I see on online. And to me, if I was these people, if they're in relationships, it's open, or if you have a marriage or here and trying to do content, I keep that shit private. I wouldn't tell people that I'm married. I wouldn't do that because all it does, people try to dox you and try to knock your square off. Like, don't give people the ammo. You know what I'm saying? Protect your family at all costs and protect your spouse, your loved one, or your multiple wives. Salute to y'all, but don't put it online to see. If you're gonna be semi-famous or famous on here, do not promote your family. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they're weird on here. They're very fucking weird on here. Do not promote it in a way that's gonna harm your reputation. I've seen a lot of channels get destroyed about that. Now that Mr. Beast thing with the P file situation, Mr. Beast deserve what he get. Fuck him and fuck these big YouTubers. I do not like them because they don't represent the standard what you want in a company. YouTube has always been a downhill site. Google and YouTube has lost the antitrust law. Y'all heard about that, right? It's over for them. So I wish somebody buys these two sites and just control it and let us have some freedom. There ain't no other site competing with it but Rumble. Rumble's all right, but Rumble is getting hashed, and Rumble needs to change the system so I can upload there so I can say what I really want to say, but it ain't really much. You know what I'm saying? It's not that much platform over here. I got to treat this thing what it is. So when you upload every day, you understand that this is the type of stuff that you get used to. So, hey, what's going on, New? I didn't see him in the chat. All right. But this stuff right here, when you talk about blue pill culture and things like that, I mean, I've been on panels for like the first two panels, I would say, to be me honest with you, was probably 4 years ago. I've been on them multiple times with that 4 year reign, but that first year, but that second year, I enjoyed that. I'm not gonna lie. That the 3 years ago, and then hosting mine over here, man. Every time I watch them old streams, I have to reference back what these guys are saying today because 3 years ago we said the same shit. We just break it down to a fragment that was right 3 years ago. Absolutely. And then people's taking our shit, and that's a good thing. Shouts to the world class and all them other guys. They get it now, but you got to figure out what it is. Nobody's coming together. Like the guy said on the Jubilee show that Sergeant Willie Pete dropped. It's a show about pro guns versus anti guns. If y'all watch that video for an hour, them arguments are silly, but they both came to agreement at the end. I think that's pretty good. I think it's pretty dope that they did that to show who's who on here. And they had some sense. I don't fuck with Jubilee, to be honest. I don't like their content like that. They be on some BS. Ain't nobody watching that shit. But it's a good, but the guy was just biased. The moderator was just biased. See, if I was hosting that, I wouldn't be biased. No, Jubilee don't have agenda. Jubilee's just a trash content creation, just another bullshit channel that we see from big YouTubers. So we see this shit all the time. But when you elevate what's going on, this is the blue pill culture of this society, especially Google and YouTube push this, and they controlled by their own merit. And that's their only thing. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, shit, my dog is acting up, acting tripping right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it on block. I done blocked it out. But it just goes to show you, man, like you cannot expect people to change over time. So when you see relationship content creators, they're trash and all types of content. Reaction channels, they're garbage too. I don't do reactions like I used to. I did it in the past, like 3 years ago, every now and then, but I can't do that because I'm not a reaction channel. It's cool, but it's not real content either. So we're going to talk about that on a vlog stream. What is blue pill doctrine? What is blue pill culture? We're speaking from a Matrix series from the vlog streams. I'm going to talk about the Matrix shit and break it down to science. I'm not going to put no information about it because my vlog, I'm going to stick to that. It's not manosphere. It's semi-manosphere, but it's not really manosphere. It's my way of looking at it, how we survive this internet world. Just speak my mind outside, right? See, on these streams, I talk about various things. I don't talk about just every single thing. I got sources and things like that. I can't put links in the chat because they'll try to hit this. Because they weird on here, bro. Like this site is dying. We already know. There ain't no options to go anywhere else. And I say FX and Instagram. That's not an option. I don't like neither one of them because you got bitch ass people. See, I follow for entertainment on those. I don't do that just for my content. If I want some content, I have to go to sites like Rumble and things like that. That's better that competes with YouTube. You see, YouTube's a video sharing site. It is not, and I hate the term when they use social media. Social media is a bitch ass term by boomers. It's a stupid term that illiterate motherfuckers from the older generation, these utilitarian morons, coined it. If you want to talk about a social thing, it's really social networks. Like you're talking about MySpace, Facebook, formerly known as Twitter, known as X. Those are social networks, or you would call social media because they got a little video on them now because of YouTube. YouTube is not social media. YouTube is a video sharing site. They ignorantly say YouTube is a social media platform, which is not. It's a video sharing site. You share videos, you trade, and do what you do. It is not social media. It's nothing social about YouTube. I'm just gonna keep it real. Now, only thing social, I hate to say, yeah, live streams. But you got this nigga, right? AK the Prophet. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He trying to say is panels killing. No, that's bullshit. People still gonna have fucking panels. What the hell is he living under a rock? I saw that bullshit strain. I peeped in. I said, man, it's a bunch of bullshit. Let me just dip out of this strain. I halfway listen to that garbage. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Has he ever heard Blog Talk Radio? My nigga, it's not going anywhere. Panels are not going anywhere. The problem is Google and YouTube wants you to deal with the opposite sex. I'm gonna tell you a secret. If you have a female on your panel, she's a guest, they want you to make your content balanced. If you're talking about relationships, you got to have a female on your podcast, or else They won't promote your channel like what it is. I mean, they ain't gonna take your money or anything. They're just not gonna promote you. Especially if you have managers now on the internet. Like if you do TikTok, that's another one. Um, you gotta have something. If you're talking about relationships or in general or the opposite sex, and you're trying to do collabs, that's what they want you to do. They try to say they don't want you to do that bullshit. Yes, they do. If you try and get successful, you try to be a big of anything on the internet. Nobody's not gonna be a superstar, but if you want to be that, you gotta have a female on your team. Straight up, it's just the way it is, and management will tell you that you can't do. I ain't gonna say nothing sexual. I'm just gonna say leave the sexual advances alone. I'm gonna leave that conversation alone. I mean, don't fall for the ones that do sexual acts. I don't care for them either. But what I'm gonna say, just be careful with them making lies about you. You know what I mean? Just don't entertain it. Don't even talk about them as your base. Now, if you want relationship content, you gotta be balanced on both sides. You can't just be one way. Now, I understand dudes want to be one way. We get it. In certain spaces, that's cool, but that shit's played out, man. I try not to have those conversations unless if they're available here. They can say what they want, but they ain't gonna say no disrespectful stuff to me. They off. I'd rather be the host. I don't want them to be the host. They got channels for them all the time. That's why they got TikTok. Now, most dudes don't mess with TikTok like that. If you notice, it's female driven. So I'm not going to surprise what this election is going to be. This election is about shouts out to DJ Music, aka Supreme Elder. He said that it's about the prosecutor and the criminal, talking about Kamala's the prosecutor, and then oh boy, it's the criminal, like, he's got felonies and stuff. Well, this is going to be my next subject. We're going to get to that a couple more minutes. So I'm going to talk about shouts out to Lucky with that stream with the political talk. I don't talk about politics too much on this channel. I mean, I did 3 years ago. You see the live streams who I talked to, and then that's you can go for there. But we're going to talk about this circus era of election. And in change of events, you got a female running against Trump. And you got a lot of bitch ass niggas is going to vote for Trump, which is stupid. And they don't realize that Trump don't give a damn about none of y'all. I've seen this firsthand while I was in the workplace. I was like, oh, he can't. No, he does not. Stop it. See, when they start talking, doing fake research, yes, he's cool with certain niggas, but I just don't buy that. No, that's just Mike Tyson. I hate when bitch ass niggas use him as an example. Mike Tyson is somewhat of a celebrity. He's an athlete. Trump's a con man. He don't give a fuck about the athletes, and he don't believe in the Second Amendment. This is what this girl said on Jubilee. Shouts out to Sergeant SWP for posting that. The pro guns versus anti guns, going right back to what she said. He and she don't, and neither side, the pro anti gun, does not like NRA. Nobody likes NRA. NRA is trash. Yes. And what she said about Trump, I agree. She tried to say Trump gives you more gun restrictions than lets you have them. You see what I'm saying? That's why Trump almost got assassinated. Nobody fucks with him. I'm trying to tell y'all this. They was cool with him when he first came in. He was giving them some money. He was giving a select few of the elite of the so-called white people on his team and certain people that support him. That's it. He didn't give a massive redneck some money. That's like niggas. He don't give a massive redneck some money like that. He don't give a fuck about them. That Gen 6 situation, he's foul for that, right? And he's being charged for it. But now you know that they don't fuck with him like that. I try to tell you, he left people hanging. See, a lot of people that used to be Gen 6, they left him. And what you know from that Jubilee shit, that's the only thing you're gonna know, that he was the only one that didn't give a damn. I try to tell you, and I want to say something on Lucky's stream, but shouts to her for that stream. It was about some political, talking about Kamala and all that. I don't care what they say about Kamala. But me personally, the guy that was up there, Damon, he was absolutely right. He did his research on Trump. Central Park 5, the jogging incident with the guys, they were innocent. And then he's absolutely correct a lot of stuff. He did his research. He picked random things that Trump said. But see, niggas don't do research. Nobody's perfect. We get that. I don't want to hear about the Kamala shit and all that. That's irrelevant, bro. You niggas just retarded. Y'all just repeating what other niggas say about it, and they didn't do shit. You know why? Because they're bitch made. You always talk about females. Females are not a threat, bro. I mean, yeah, did she mess her way to the top? I'm not gonna get into that sexual explicit stuff. I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck about that. Really, I don't. As a man, I don't care. If she did that or not. That's what they you think they care? How many times the so-called white men that had sexually explicit content in the White House? I don't want to hear nothing. If they didn't get caught, she didn't get caught. Hell, she looks white enough to me because she's claiming to be black. I don't want to hear that. She's just using that to get votes. That's for anybody. I'm not saying she's a bad candidate. If you want to vote for her, I tell people go vote for her. I ain't mad. Why would I get mad about her winning? She win. That's gonna put pressure on the dudes. They said she gonna lock niggas up. No, she's not. Just keep your mouth shut. It's that simple. It's like don't start no wars with them. Like it's not going to happen. This fake gender war y'all be on. That's that blue pill shit. See, I'm tired of that shit. We already beat them years ago with the internet and information. Why y'all want this fake gender war? It's not. It's no money in it. I'm trying to tell you, they gonna lock y'all asses up for being weirdos, man. That's what this is about. You got hoes versus regular dudes known as the men, and you got males. There's three wars going on online. The women is laughing at all of this. So the women, the real ones, they're not online being stupid. They out here. They laughing at you bitch ass little boys. You males out here. Y'all not men, y'all boys out here. Y'all blue pilled as fuck and complain about females. I understand there's an agenda, but it's irrelevant, bro. How many times you're gonna talk about them? That's some bitch ass shit, man. I don't talk about them 95% of my content. You know why? Because it's not, it don't do nothing for me. I get people love that content and drama. I get it, but it's bullshit, bro. Fuck them. Just ignore them and leave them alone. Like niggas don't understand that these hoes are gonna do what they're gonna do. Ramil said it. I said it. Various other men have said it. But I just want you to study and tell the young men, look, don't worry about that. If I was y'all, if y'all trying to do this live stream shit, talk about some real shit. Do not talk about relationships, man. Relationships is dead. Nobody's not into that shit. That shit is a scam. That shit is a mind control for the blue pill culture. That shit's dying out. People are not fucking with each other like that. They're not reproducing like that. America's on the way like China. China and America cannot thrive as empires. I hate to burst your bubble. North Korea wants to be an empire. Yeah, there I said it. Because they got the tech and everything. They know everything about us. They can invade us anytime. That's our Armageddon war. I ain't gonna talk about the Holy Land over there and shit like that. And you know who, but I don't give a fuck about them. They're irrelevant too. But us over here, we gotta look at the big picture. America and China has the same problems. Y'all just don't see it because y'all believe in this bullshit on the media, saying there is a left and right. There is no things left and right. It does not exist because I used to get caught up in that, and it never did. If you actually work with those people, they all lean towards the right. The leftist people that y'all want to talk about is underground. These anarchists, these nihilist people, they're underground. You got two types of nihilists, though, left and right. On the right side, they end up what? Becoming aristocrats when they get a lot of money. That's just played out. That's only good if you're trying to get rid of a state government or a world government. See, those are revolutionaries on left. They don't exist in this country. They would have been done right now. That's why nonviolence shit don't work. And shouts out to the old girl saying that on that Jubilee show. She said that shit don't work. And it didn't work. Gandhi didn't do shit. The Haitian Revolution proved that. We talked about that, what, 3 years ago? Same people, right? Niggas don't know history. I've been knowing this. Now I learn more that more research is being put out. But did you know that it's okay to analyze females if brothers are struggling with the relationship? That's cool. But I ain't trying to be no relationship guru on these panels. I just don't care for that. It's decent content until you know the truth. My job is like at the time they try to say game versus non game. To me, that's not even a war. That's just niggas didn't like each other. I'm just gonna put it this way. This has nothing to do with Cuda. This the niggas he tried out, and I told him they just want some pussy, Cuda. If he was about game, right? Game to me is finesse. I already told you what game is. They try to say game is something like get the fuck out. It's finesse. You're trying to get the box. Okay. That's always been my thing. Like when I was coming up, growing up, that's what it was about. And when I used to play ball in the day, and back in the day when I was playing basketball, this is high school and pre-high school. That's what it was about. See, game. I had game with the mouthpiece. I had everything, right? Looks and all. I was a decent looking guy. I ain't gonna say I was the prettiest, but I was a decent looking guy according to where I was at. Georgia don't count. I moved to Georgia to like 2007 when I was 19. Previous, I lived in a small state called Tennessee. Ain't that many pretty, or actually handsome dudes there. It's semi, but yeah, they got girls. I did too. But I always had the height. I was taller than my kids in my class, and you can see my elementary pictures. I was already 5 foot, and then 5'11", fifth grade, and then sixth grade, I was like 6'1". I didn't become 6'3" until eighth grade year, and then after that, the rest of my years, I was 6'5.5". So I was a specimen. I was in shape. I wasn't just a regular skinny frail. No, I was in shape. I had little muscles there and there. Worked off and on, worked out. And my body kind of changed until like I would say about I'll say about around 2012, and I started back, and I really started doing my thing. My body's in good shape now, and still semi. I think I'm healthy. I'm sure, but I need to get a proper check, which I will. But I'm just saying, like to you fellas, like, look, I pat myself out right, because a lot of times when I hear the word game, like it means you're finessing, you trying to get some ass, bro. That's basically what it is. And nigga like him didn't want to say that. And me personally, he could say he'll play all day. I don't believe him half the time. I can call him the other word, but that's what he does. Now, y'all don't think he is, but that's what I think of him privately. You know what I mean? Rhymes with pimp. Y'all put that in your mind. That's what I think of him. And most females look at him as what? You know what? When he had him on their panels, they look at him. I'm just gonna say they look at him as a simp. And if you go back 3 years ago when I was on his panels, it was decent. He was trying to come with the player shit. He called himself player talk, which is understandable. It's no shot at him, but I'm just saying females look at him as a simp. I'm sorry. The ones that were anti him and they just didn't fuck with him. Now you see me on panels and I carry this shit. He got 3,000. Congrats on him. Good for him. But it's nothing entertaining about his channel but his music. That's it. He's a DJ, for Christ's sakes. He ain't getting no subscribers like that. He's competing with certain niggas that don't care for him. What's saving this channel? He's got females on it. That's what's saving it. But he tried to use that manosphere shit. That hurts you. Get what I'm saying? Like, I may not be pulling people numbers wise. I used to pull like at least 20 to 50 people 3 years ago. That was a long time ago. And well, actually, just 3 years ago. It's not a long time, but that's 3 years of a long time understanding these live streams. I'd have been on live streams for hours and hours before when we was stuck in the lockup in 2021. So you look fast forward now, the circus era of the election year, you start seeing the BS. Now it's no shot at him. I'm just saying when I look at various channels 3 years ago, we was the only two, and I think he was the standard of 4 years ago for a minute, but other people's doing it too. He wasn't the only one. I pay attention to what YouTube was. I knew y'all's weakness. Y'all just came with the silly shit, with the relationship talk. I heard this shit decades ago, and niggas had the same problem. They still struggling now to get ass. Same with the females. Both genders are struggling. You know who's getting the most ass is what y'all call the Ray Rays, the Ronzils, the Dantes, the Dougs, and all them motherfuckers. They're getting the asses regularly. I don't care if they're in prison, churches, you name it, especially here. And weak ass proto simps. That's it. Niggas is wine, these low grade beta simps. That's you niggas online complaining about hoes all day. It's different levels of simpery, of simps. Y'all beggars. Y'all beg for ass. That's what y'all do. Y'all get on your knees, cry like bitches. That's why I don't respect you niggas like that. Like the ones that be screaming, the females on panels and yelling, like y'all simps, bro. I'm just gonna say it. That's why I stopped fucking with y'all in 2021. And I had to look at it and say, man, this space is not red pill. If it was red pill, y'all would be anti-system of everything. I don't care about feminism, guys. It doesn't exist. What exists underneath those systems is utilitarianism. They have a utilitarian culture behind it. Without the utilitarian culture, feminism and gynocracy would not exist. And you got niggas talking about patriarchy. Shouts out to Dre for saying that to one of them old videos for 3 years ago, and I saw it again. He said them niggas would die. Exactly. You can't have a patriarchal culture in America. America never had one. They probably had one during the period of the before the civil rights movement, but it didn't work. They target a specific group, and y'all act crazy. Y'all think that's not true, but it is. They target that group. They actually target our people, for Christ's sakes. Like y'all act like, see, y'all don't live in the world. Y'all don't live in the so-called real world. Like, yeah, it's a matrix outside of all of this, double layers, online and offline. But some people's on their phones programmed believing everything's gonna be all right, and it's not, because people got friction with each other. You see what's going on overseas. Our military stretched in. They can't draft nobody. They ain't got no money. People join it just to support and get some more bodies. They're not bringing back the draft. That costs a lot of money. They're trying to get this for inflation down. See, back then when they was drafting people, they had money, they had control, they had structure, they had principles and shit like that. But you niggas be talking the same old goofy shit about relationships, and then you wonder why people don't mess with y'all. I understand y'all weak, but that's the thing about why I look at these live streams from 3 years ago, and I felt sorry for certain people. Like I said, everybody's not on the same page with me, and I understand. I understand. Like people don't understand this knowledge what I'm talking about. Like when you're on these live streams with these idiots, man. Shouts out to World Class. He had a live stream with old girl. She's a weirdo, by the way. That's a weirdo hoe. Try to be derail the conversation with the popular balloon shows. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. That shows a travesty, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. When people react in those weak ass relationship popular balloons, that just proves my point. What's going on? I'm just looking at what's going on here. Enterprise. Just looking at what it is. I'm just seeing what's going on. Okay. But it's just the shit that I cannot stand. I just had to look at. I had some spam in my text message. Rent a car enterprise. I ain't renting no car. Get the fuck out of here. I blocked that number immediately. How they got my number? I don't do enterprise like that. Let me check my bank account. And check my bank account. Ain't no fraud in here. But this is the stuff I'm talking about. Like some people just get caught up in these relationship content creators, and I look back at the streams that I did 3 years ago, and I said these dudes is weird. Now, shouts out to Cerulean and Dre talking about, and we talk about these weird niggas all the time. We all did. I wasn't with them niggas, and we had a little small fallout. Everything I did, I fucked up. I own up to it, but I don't care what they do. Me. I'm just separate over here. I'm just being me over here, and that's what it is. Like I'm chilling. I can talk about various things I want to, but I'm just saying, like, that's just what it is, man. Like I see what's what. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, okay, I got okay. Nobody ripped me off. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. What? Get extra vitamins because my bank was fucked up because they had like a glitch. It's the bank is originally from Alabama, but it merged with a lot of banks when I was younger. I don't know if y'all ever heard Regions. That bank is kind of trifling. I might get a new bank in the future. I don't know. We'll see. But it's decent. I've been there the longest. I might have to try another bank. If I did have a lot of money, yeah, I'll try to bank this better and use that one for something else. Everybody's got different accounts for everything now because everything's so centralized. It's all the banks are bad. How they gonna replace the dollar? They ain't got no solution. They try to say Bitcoin bad. I heard Supreme Elder said this on his live stream. I said, there's some truth to it. Bitcoin is one thing. I don't invest in Bitcoin. I don't trust it because there's no backing behind it. And the people that y'all love and support, like Trump, they probably control that. You don't know what Elon them. Those people don't live off of money. They live off the interest of numbers, private banks, and all the other shit. I can go all in on that, and it's no need on this channel to talk about it because that's been talked about on various streams and other people's channels. That's been covered. I'm not that type of channel to cover it all the time, but you're going to start seeing more people getting tired of people. So what we talk about after shit? Yeah, utilitarianism. Let's talk about it again. How we look at the world, right? The guy on the pro gun side, I forget his name, Black Rambo, right? I don't know if y'all heard of him. He's a big YouTuber, right? He was on there. He has some decent points. I don't agree with everything he said, but he has some decent points with the guns. He's very pro gun. Half of the stands I damn near agree. He comes off as a military guy. I can tell in his voice, and he's a Marine guy. He didn't look it, and he said he had PTSD, which I mentioned earlier in the stream. Black Rambo is one of them guys that I've seen all the time down here. When I used to be a barista for 2 years, I used to talk to military guys at every branch. And that dealership, Nally Lexus, was a thing. It's a good job. And what I did on that job was I learned and studied people, analyze people. I did the morning shift, got off the afternoon, and then when I did the afternoon shift around nighttime, closed. Oh my goodness. One hell of a time, them 2 years, but I got tired of it, outgrew it and whatever. But I learned a lot from customer service for 2 years. They don't teach that shit in college. Hell, I was young when I started at 27. I think I quit at 30. I'm trying to find another one, like a job, but ain't no good jobs out here. I'm just been chilling, getting money on the side, whatever I'm doing. It's my personal business. I don't put myself out there. We weird old niggas out here. I can help this nigga out. You niggas ain't gonna help me shit. Get the fuck out of here, you broke ass motherfuckers that tried to do that shit. But and this is before I met the other military guys that you saw on the after Sheila streams. And shouts out to them that wherever they doing, salute to them, whatever. It's no hate over here. I'm just being me over here. I look back at those streams. I said, damn, we had some good knowledge on them. And I said, we dropped science. But these niggas complain. What I see on these live streams on other niggas that try to emulate what I did 3 years ago, I was standard proof. But at least I came back and got views off it. Now, the reason why views are down on this site is people ain't talking about nothing. It's dry. This site has too many regulations and it's dying. They need a little bit of entertainment, yeah, but they don't want to be educated. Not educated enough, but educate to know that the stuff you can do and cannot do. So but it's just goes to show you that I look at this stuff, I said, man. And then, someone say, okay, cool. That's your opinion. But I mean, he was like, I was looking at his format. I said, damn, that's something I would say 3 years ago. But I tried to tell him one time in the chat, I said, them dudes is weird, bro. It is what it is. But the thing about the guys I had on the stream 3 years ago, I said, damn. I said, damn. And the stuff they're saying, if they look at my channel, what I said on those streams, we said the exact same thing they were saying. And I look back at it like, okay, now Fantastic, one thing, he don't need to be talking about no fist fighting ever again. What I saw from him from GMT, man, that nigga he ain't shut his fat ass up and lose some damn weight. He's too big for that. He's 40-some years old. He'll be 41 this year. I know he's born in 83, he said, right? He'll be 41 in November. Nigga, lose some goddamn weight and take care of your damn kids, man. Get off the fucking internet. And he's from the Navy. And what did Dre tell me? He said, that nigga's from the Kitty Hall. Yeah. I said that shit in that chat room. I ain't give a fuck about that nigga. Like, fuck that nigga. He ain't even the best Navy sailor on there. The best sailors was Cerulean and DeAndre. They the ones that have upper rank. They told me they Navy stories, and everybody has their stories if you're high rank. And I think they were officers and shit like that. Dre did his 8 years, I believe he said, and Cerulean did his. These guys are established. Everybody else is not established, because if you talk to military guys, they're very established. I just look at these things like who I had on my panels and what I learned from the past. And then there was a guy I used to listen to years ago. He was a Navy guy. His name was Black Pride. It's Black Pride with a Y. It's Pryde. I don't know if y'all know, but he had a Black Panther avatar in his videos. But he also had the Call of Duty Black Ops logo. If you saw his old videos, he talked similar to Cerulean, but he was rough. He attacked, the Edomites, of course, and I ain't gonna say the Jays, that's not who they are. Those are Edomites. But them people, man, he was banging on them hard. Our so-called women, so-called black women, he was on fire. Now he would sound like a 1.0 guy, classic, but he almost got married to an Ethiopian. That didn't happen. The females got inside her head and lost her. He admitted it. So he's a good dude. I like his content. That man he's a survivalist. I think he's from LA, but he said he was a state trooper and he was one of them police officers, but he never worked for the city. He said, I hate the city, and I don't blame him. See? So I'm saying? Like, this YouTube's like, we've seen that before. Now, I think Cerulean said he used to fuck with Sons of Liberty. I think he was a part of that. Shout out to him for that. Sons of Liberty wasn't no joke. They were the real deal. They were the real deal. And they made an impact on these spaces. I just understand that why people are listening to certain people. But be honest with you, I was looking at content creators and looking back, like, from 3 years and then 4 years. I said, man, YouTube has changed, but the views, you already know why views are trash. Views only get good when people watch them. Yeah, it's about subscribers. They have to match. If they don't match with the views, they say you get more views. Well, it depends on who watches live streams. Not everybody watches live streams. They also watch shorts, because people got short attention spans, and I know why shorts are trash. But see, TikTok done put pressure on Google and YouTube. They just said TikTok will take over YouTube. We know that's bullshit, and it's been bullshit. It's not proven. They're competing with Instagram. You have to understand, Instagram still is the king of views, short videos, reels. They started that live stream in the real shit. That's what makes Instagram. Instagram ain't going nowhere. As long as you have hoes on there, and then you look at X, Elon made an investment. Them three, TikTok, Instagram, and X, are all fighting for the same spot. Like, get real. YouTube is the king of video sharing with long form content. You know why? Because it's information and data. That's what this site is built off on. Too much information. Only one that can come close is Rumble, but Rumble's not there yet. They don't have that loopholes that Google and YouTube has. See, YouTube's got mainstream media. They got the machine behind them. So you got to be careful what you say. It's like on television. He said, are you going to believe they're going to attack? They're already attacking them, bro. They're already attacking them. After that assassination, I'm not going to speak it here, but they're already attacking them. So what you're saying is you're late on that. They already attacking them. And they're not going to win that war. I'm going to tell you that right now. And America's done. There's going to be a civil war. It's over. This country will go in flames. Like, you're already there. Like, whoever, like, I already know Kamala's going to win. But we're not winning that war. We may win missions. I'll say it like this, to be fair. United States will win a lot of missions, but we're going to lose that territory over there. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you for a fact, because North Korea has been going to North Africa, stealing weaponries in African countries, and that boy is gearing up for this Armageddon. Now, you're already in World War III. A lot of people try to say you're not in World War III. No, you're already in World War III. That's called 9/11. The final phase, what they ignorantly call World War III, is nukes. You already got nukes. Baby nukes for RPGs. They're going to make them more, not as deadly. America's got nukes. They've been having nukes for years. America's done. I don't see them winning a scale war in the future because North Korea will be our biggest enemy in the future. I don't see Russia and China because the birth rate. You have to look at the birth rate. Russia and China and America is finito. They can't. Nobody's having children like that. This is why these dudes, these blue pillars, what you would call red pillars, they're actually blue pillars. They talk about relationship content 95% of the time. This is their thing. This is why I try to tell you this whole world supports utilitarian cultures. They do. They just don't want to believe it, but they do because America it pushes it every day. Every time America tries to knock out every country's old way, what they try to save it with the doctrine of Rome, the doctrine of what you'll say Epicurus and all that stuff. That's what hurt the Roman Empire. That philosophy, and they start regulating, inflating stuff like inflation, for example. That's the downfall of this country, in essence of our greed and our arrogance. But this country will fall if it doesn't do the right thing. They try to maintain the utilitarianism freight. We understand they're trying to be 1,000-year empire rule. We get it. But America, everybody wants to think it's other things, but it's not. They do support utilitarianism. They always had. This is not a communist country or a socialist country. I don't believe that because socialism and communism have to have some constructs. They have some power, but they don't last today. You know why? Because the world supports utilitarianism. I'm trying to tell you, the world is liberal. It's never been conservative. The only time you see conservative countries, I told you what it is in Northern Europe and certain parts of Africa and other places. Not every country is conservative. Don't believe that. It's a 55th half, but the 95% deep down support America. If you get these foreigners from different countries, they all want to push the same utilitarian culture, this peace-loving bullshit. That's what they want. They want to control everybody. Like, I give you an example about Sweden and Norway and them Northern European countries and Switzerland. They're conservative. What you call democracy, that's conservatism on the low. Because if you understand democracy don't mean what it means. They don't support left thought. They support right thought. That's why you have Joe Biden and Obama as conservatives on the military. They destroy shit. They pretend that they're liberals, which they're not. They're fake liberals, and they're really conservative. Trump has always been a liberal. And that guy said it on Lucky's channel, and what's his name? Damien. He's absolutely right about Trump. Trump don't give a damn. I try to tell y'all he's a community narcissist. That's what you got in these fake red pill spaces, these fake managers spaces. That's what they support. They support blue pill culture. They love they're the ciphers. Like Cerulean said, yes, they've always been the ciphers. I've been paying attention the whole time 3 years ago, and then 4 years ago, I didn't realize what they was on. That's what they was on. And it was on weirdo shit. That's why I said that country, would you say Iran? They already doing it, bro. They already got that in motion. It's not just Iran, every country. You got Lebanon fighting them, destroying them, and they're done. I don't listen to mainstream media as y'all do. They spew blue pill bullshit and misinformation. They try to say they're telling the truth. They're spewing misinformation. And they don't know what the hell's going on. I don't listen to mainstream media. I don't. It's not real news. So fuck the majority of them. I don't care if they disagree with this live stream, but I'm telling you, they be lying. So that's what the fuck they've been doing. So me personally, I get my news from different sources. I don't listen to trash, these alphabetic medias from the mainstream, from the elite groups of the Masonic order. I ain't got time for that. It's not real news, bro. Their news is fake. 95% of it is bullshit. Only 10% it's got a little truth in it. So nobody watches television no more. Everybody's online, bro. I don't care about that fake shit over there. That shit is fake because I already know that neither side is winning and they're done. America's over with. They lost that territory. That 51st state is gonna go. That's the first thing gonna go. And then something happens over here, it's over. You already know. And they try to say Kamala's not gonna win. No, she's got a backing of those people over there. Husband's one of those people. She could have got the Shapiro, but she chose not to. Trump's got JD Vance. He's asking his death warrant, his coffin. So that's an L on him. And shouts out to Raw for saying that. Yeah, that guy's an idiot. I did more research on him too. What to Raw research, and I said, damn, this dude is bad, bro. And the people that used to be Trump, they leaving him. I heard reports they leaving him. Trump better be careful. See, the top don't want him there. He done fucked up before. He done been president before, and I don't think he's gonna win this time. Actually, I know he ain't gonna win this time. It's over for him. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying I just don't see him winning. I just don't, because it's evident they're trying to push her so bad so she can win, and I get it. But you gotta understand the world is not what it used to be. And we're gonna talk about these blue pilled spaces pretending to be red pill. I might have a time. I might write it down and I'll think about it. Uh, I'll probably think about it. I'll probably think about it tomorrow, or I could do it next week. I'll figure out something. I ain't gonna promise y'all anything. I'm gonna say this on this live stream. I ain't gonna promise you I might do it tomorrow. I gotta see how the weather is and all this other stuff, but I ain't gonna promise y'all everything. But I'll give it a shot. But I will tell you that I'm gonna write. I might have to write some of it down and explain and talk about things, or have a piece of paper in my hand. I might write it down and just get my thoughts out. And I'm just gonna say, probably speak on it just a little bit what I think about these spaces, because I'm seeing my old live streams, what we said on there, like especially the After Sheila live stream. I watched half of it. I watched the whole thing before originally. I did 3 years ago when I first dropped it on the StreamYard and things, and dropped it on YouTube and all that. But that thing is real, bro. Lee, we dropped some whole lot of science on there, and you get the meat of the information. But a lot of people, they just get caught up on the wrong shit, man. They just, and he's right, man. These people that be in these relationship talks, they're losers, man. They don't have a life, bro. They just get mad at females all day. And I understand these guys are losers. They get mad over the dumbest shit. But I get it. I understand these dudes are depressed out here. And they said, do you got females depressed out here, sir? Yeah, they depressed too. Both genders are depressed. And it's not just black people, everybody's depressed. So-called white man, he's struggling with what Sarge was saying. Them motherfuckers is depressed. It's a drought out here. I see it on X all the time. Certain adult stars, amateur stars that do OF, they're depressed and they can't find no man. They try and get out the game. Nobody wants to deal with them. This dude get on my nerves dropping stupid shit. I don't want to. Yeah. Yeah. I just gotta get my. Yeah, I got. Okay. It's a glitch on this phone and all that. YouTube made a lot of changes on the mobile. How you watch YouTube on your phone or your devices. They did their thing. So gotta do this. Okay. Tom Hanks' son chat. I don't want to hear that. I'm just looking at what's going on here. Yeah, thank you, Absalom, for giving me Telegram, bro. What an investment. But yeah, over the limit and stuff. I'm not gonna just. He's posting nonsense right now. I'll deal with it later. Oh boy, it's another chat that I'm in over there. They get on my nerves. But shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to Tampa and everybody in the chat. Degenerate salute and oh boy down in the chat. Don't like world class. But anyways, man, like, but that's all I gotta say, because I ain't gonna be on here too long. I just had to speak my mind about these niggas and these live streams I've been seeing. And last week and this week has been crazy. That shit was going on. But I realized that I need to talk about this more because I saw that stream with After Sheila once again, and the stuff we're talking about is very accurate, as we say. So shout out to everybody. Yeah, the general was on that stream too on After Sheila's. Yeah, and then the man, what I call him man. So that was crazy. Him and Pastor, man, that is good times. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about these blue pillars, what they would call red pillars, but they really blue pillars. They're the cipher. So with that, shalom to the people of Israel and the Gentiles, of course. Shalom to y'all as well. And I'll see you on the next one. And yes, we're gonna be talking about it more of this, and it probably this week or the end of this week or probably next week. I ain't gonna promise you